Greetings and salutations. Today we will be doing a trust the process career simulation. It's really a pro style career simulation. We're going to build our team the same way an NBA team would. We can't tank, obviously, but we will value the same things that the NBA teams value. So this would mean athleticism and size, the measurables, how fast can you run, how high can you jump, how tall are you, weight, things like that. And then we'll teach them the game. We'll teach them how to shoot. We'll teach them how to dribble, things like that. Also, we'll run our team stylistically in a similar manner. So what I mean by this is analytics is kind of taking over the NBA, and the three-point shot is a high-value shot, so we're like easy layups and free throws. So that's what we'll be going for, basically no mid-range. Also, in terms of how we'll run our team, the offense will be based off high ball screens and the use of a primary ball handler, whether that be the point guard or not. It will be a primary ball handler. All right, I hope you guys enjoy. All right, so here we will discuss the rules for this sim, as well as how we intend to build the program. So we must run a custom pick and roll playbook. NBA offense is more so based off pick and rolls. Offense must be run through the primary ball handler at least 5 times. So that'll be at least 5 seasons where we make the point guard the focal point of the offense, not just from a distribution and, conducting the offense standpoint, but also a scoring standpoint. We must also take an analytics approach. So threes and layups, no mid-range J. We'll make the exception if I got like a KD type where, hey, he's that guy, so I got to let him shoot it. Also, there'll be no full court pressing. There will also be no zone. I know some NBA teams, they do zone, but for the most part, it's really relegated to man-on-man. And also, we will max out our rotation depth at an 8-man rotation, just because, for the most part, this is what we see NBA teams do, particularly in the playoffs. So this is how we will build the program. NBA, they focus on measurables, things you can see, measure. So athleticism and size will be what we recruit. Then we will teach them how to shoot. We will teach them skill. I also want to cap my offense and fast break sliders at 60 for my coach, just because I'm going to have very short bench depth regardless. So and doing that is kind of a way to help limit turnovers. Also, since I only have an 8-man rotation, I want to make sure those first 3 guys off the bench are a big, a point, and a wing that could come in and fill the role that they're backing up. Like, so for example, I don't want to have 2 centers and a power forward as my first 3 guys off the bench. Also, I want to recruit rebounding, rim protecting centers. Also, I want to recruit guys that can essentially be 3-and-D, because that's what the NBA really looks to be now. They want their alpha dog guy, preferably have him be the primary ball handler. Surround him with a rim protector who can rebound. Then a bunch of 3-and-D guys that can switch. So that's what I'm trying to do here. All right, so let's get rolling with our coach. All right, so I kind of want to discuss the narrative we're going with for our coach in this sim. So I was kind of trying to think of a guy who's a smarter NBA player from an IQ perspective that, like, hey, maybe I can make him a coach, and he'd want to go to college. And I said, hey, why not Chris Bosh? So here we go. Chris Bosh is currently 39, so that's where my coach is starting at. And you can see everything else listed there. Also, for this sim, I kind of wanted to take the Deion Sanders approach, just because Deion was a pro, went to HBCU, now he's trying to work his way up. So I'll start at an HBCU. There's a couple up here. So I'm going to do the Deion Sanders approach, but with Chris Bosh, and we'll get to the team. Of course, you want to max out your charisma, and then we'll max it out again at the end of the season. So there's a couple teams right up here. So there's the ones I'd want to do. So I'm just going to explain this in case you would want to do a career sim with an HBCU. The best one, so I did go to Winston-Salem State University, so I should pick Winston-Salem State University maybe next time. But real quick, just to explain the teams you would want to take, you'd want to take the teams that have a great recruiting base. So honestly, we're looking at the MEAC and SWAC conferences. Texas Southern is actually probably the best one you could get, and I think that's where I'm going to go. The Virginia and the DC schools are good as well. So like Norfolk State, Howard, Maryland Eastern Shore, and Prairie View. But I think I'm going to go with Texas Southern, kind of like their jerseys. And Chris Bosh is actually from the Dallas area, so it all makes sense. That's where we'll be starting at. Also, here are our coaching sliders. Again, I picked all plays, but that's the playbook I had to set it to. Following all the rules, of course. Here's our sliders. I found these sliders on a Duke team. I can't remember quite which one it was. It was one of the historical Duke teams, but this works pretty well. It might have been 01 Duke. But this works pretty well with just about any time you're running like a low number of players for your bench depth. So that's what I decided to go with. And also to kind of finish the narrative about what we're doing with Chris Bosh in this position is he is a pro that's trying to get up to a higher level like Deion Sanders was. So we're pretty much going to take the first mid-major job we get. And after we take that mid-major job, the high-power job, well, actually, I'm not going to say we're going to take any mid-major job. It does need to be in like a decent location because he's a pro millionaire with a lot of money, so he's got a lot of options. So we need to be staying in a decent place. Like, he's not going to Boise, Idaho, so Boise State's out of the question. But whenever we're getting to the high major level, we're only going to accept a glamour job. So a glamour job would be one that's either in a major metropolitan area, so like Georgia Tech's in Atlanta, and he's went to Georgia Tech. Also Georgia, because it's so close to Atlanta, like jobs like that. So like Florida wouldn't be that kind of job because at the end of the day it's still a football school and that's what they care about. Texas is a little different because it seems like they put the resources in to try to be good. They just can't figure it out. Or like blue blood programs like Kansas, Duke, Kentucky, Carolina, Indiana. So that's what we'll be looking to do in terms of coach movement. All right, so here is the playbook of plays that we will be running. This will not change throughout the course of the sim. If it does, I'll let you know. But basically, it's all point guard oriented plays. So like, let's say my best player is a small forward. I might make him my primary ball handler, so he'd be the one facilitating the offense running these plays. So it's pretty clear that they are all point guard focused. You've seen point guard combo running on the screen. Wing ISO, that's an ISO. Point guard clear out. Everybody clears out for him, kind of like four corners. We got point guard post up. This will be if I have like a bigger point guard or a bigger ball handler. I'm just got to start saying primary ball handler, not point guard. Then I got pick and rolls for each position, as well as a pick and fade for the point guard and the shooting guard. So I'll let you guys see that real quick. And basically, that's all that's going to happen. He's going to set that screen, fade to the three-point line, boom. All right, so now we'll go over the roster. Very low expectations. This is our starting lineup. Hopefully I make it through the couple seasons and don't have to start this sim over. And we don't really have any expectations this year. Just, I guess, try not to get fired. So I'll see you guys at the end of the sim of this season. Alright, so here is the end of the season, conference standings. We did really good, actually. Went 23-10. Maybe the best start I ever had. So we satisfied both the 20-win and the 10-win goal for points, as well as the goal for having a winning record. In terms of the conference tournament, we were able to make it to the semifinals, where we lost to Jackson State, dropped 53 and 52 points. And we did not make it to the NCAA tournament, but here's your Final Four. In Indiana, Kentucky final any year would be crazy. And here we can see the box score. Indiana came out on top. Here are our player stats for the year. Take a look at our percentages as well. And we'll take a look at our team stats. So nothing really to write home about in terms of our team stats. Did want to go through the awards for season 1, but it keeps freezing up. Hopefully I'll get to do it for season 2. But here are our recruits. We had 6 scholarships. We were only able to sign out 4. This guy right here, 97 interest, decided not to commit. We really could have used him at a wing spot, but whatever. We did end up getting 2 bigs, which is good. Let's see who our highest overall rated recruit was. I think it's this guy. Yeah, he was a 145. So, hope to be much more improved in next year. Here are the attributes, and here are the stats for all of the players. Go to the percentages real quick. And we'll see you guys to start the next season. So here are the conference standings. Kind of disappointing as we finished 4th, but we were the best team in the conference. There was a 71, a 73, and a 72. We were 76, so it didn't really go as planned. Here's a look at the conference championship tournament for the SWAC. We did this time make it to the conference championship game. So here we will enjoy some highlights from that game. tough loss. We did end up losing that game. Sucks. Maybe next year. We did not make the tournament again this year, but here is your final four, with Michigan taking down Louisville in the title game. Here are our player stats. Number 15 really did some damage. Looking forward to seeing him for his senior season. Now we'll take a look at the percentages that our players shot this year. Not too shabby. And here are our team stats. Nothing really write home about. Maybe we'll produce more next year with the talent that we have. Here are the awards for this season as we'll go through. Then on to the conference. We did get Coach of the Year. Nice. And Player of the Year. And finally, we'll take a look at our scholarships. We're able to give out 4 this year. Here are the attributes. Highest recruit, ranked 215 overall. Here are their stats from the ABL. Then we'll also take a look at their percentages. And I'll see you guys to start the next season. So here's a look at our roster to start. As you can see, we got a transfer here he's from Vegas. This is his hometown. Also went to UNLV. So be good to see what we could end up getting done with him. We also are by far and away the best team in the conference at 78. Alabama A&M is behind us with a 76, but I do expect banners this season. Okay, so I'll see you guys to end the year. All right, so here we can see the conference standings. I expected to hang banners this year. For whatever reason, Jackson State decided they would just go on an absolute tear and went 28-8 on the season, 17-1 in the conference. So we had virtually no chance, and they were at a 73 overall, whereas we were at a 79 overall, went 21-10, 13-5 in the conference. So we did not perform in the regular season as expected. Now to take a look at the conference tournament, we did end up advancing through the first 2 rounds onto the championship game. As you can see, the 2 highlighted scores here. So now we will play the conference championship game for a chance to go to the NCAA tournament. Tough loss. Tough loss. Jackson State, I guess they were that good. I guess I got thoroughly outcoached. As we were clearly more talented, went in up on the half and just, wow, gave up 44 big ones in the second half. Tisk, tisk, tisk. We did not make the tournament this year, but here's your Final Four. Florida really put a whopping on Louisville. That's ridiculous. A 53-point first half and then a 61-point second half. Nick Calathis and Jay Lucas just going off. Well, more so Nick Calathis. Then this is this is Maurice Spates, I think. I think this is Maurice Spates. One of these guys is Maurice Spates. I think it's 34. Then right here is Miss Chandler Parsons, I want to say. Here were our individual stats for the season. Number 15, he went off. Good deal by him. I didn't recruit him, so it kind of makes him harder to be a candidate for our Hall of Fame just off that. But then we didn't hang any banners at the small conference level, so just off the strength of that alone, he's not a candidate. Take a look at these percentages. So we didn't shoot too bad, actually. Honestly, we shot pretty good. See the low number of 3-point attempts here. I only let you shoot them if you were good, and you see we weren't good. And that might be why we shot pretty good from the field here, because we really only took high percentage shots as a part of the analytics. And here are our team stats on the season. Third in the conference scoring. Wow, negative assist turnover ratio. Looks like we're second in rebounding. Yeah, second in rebounding. So that's that. Then here are this season's awards. So Florida actually has a chance to run it back, don't they? Is anybody here getting drafted? Well, Calathis is gone. If they get another point, is he a point? Yeah, so they could run it back feasibly. They do need a big, though. Nah, they're not running it back. So we did get the Conference Player of the Year here. Overall, solid career by this guy. But again, no banners, no tournament. Can't give it to you. All right, so we have accepted a new job at the University of Loyola, Chicago Ramblers. So moving on up, mid-major, took the job because they are in the greater Chicago area. So we'll be able to recruit Chicago now, as well as, so the way I like to do it whenever I'm at small, I only recruit minimum and local. Then when I move up to mid-major, I try to mainly recruit regular. I will do some national, but that's how I like to do it. So we do get to recruit like the Ohio Valley now. So Ohio, Memphis, Knoxville, Tennessee, Indiana, Illinois, a little bit of Minnesota, a little bit of Michigan. So overall, good deal, great location. This is what I was looking for with the pro style, being in a major metropolitan area, so I'd get access to more NBA bodies. So like that's really what I'm trying to recruit. I'm trying to recruit NBA bodies. So to just kind of show you what we're working with here, we will be in the Horizon League. This is what we're working with. Not a whole lot of talent here. Best players leaving. I only got 2 scholarships for this team this year, and one of them was already taken up. The other one they were trying to give to a JUCO 4-star. Luckily, he didn't commit. I was able to get this 4-star center here, number 4 overall from Houston, Texas. Good rebounder, He's got some potential, great size. So that's what we're looking for in our players. Looking at these stats, he may come in and be our best player next year. So I may have to run the offense through this guy next year. We'll just see where it goes. All right, and I'll catch you guys at the start of the next season. So here we are, and as suspected, this guy is our best player, so we are running the offense through him. I've changed everybody's tendencies to be in line with the analytical approach to where we take high percentage shots. So close driving and threes, no mid-range. And I'm just hoping I don't get fired because we're not a particularly good team this year. I'll see you guys at the end of the year. Hey, you guys, as I'm recording this, I'm listening to Better Blue podcast featuring James Michael McAdoo and Ryan Kelly. If you like Duke or Carolina, I do suggest you check that out. Really good listen. Airs every Monday on YouTube. That's how I listen to it. But here are our standings for the year. Did enough to not get fired. Our first year not having a winning record, and our first year not winning 20 games in the season. We had a mid-year. We were mid in the conference in terms of overall, so makes sense. Nothing to really complain about here. Here's how we performed in the conference tournament. Bowed out in the first round. Sessoms really giving us stuff to look forward to in the future here with a 23-7. Here's this year's Final Four. Tulane as a 3 seed almost got the major upset, or kind of Cinderella story, kind of. But again, Michigan State, who does very well in the Sims with Tom Izzo, gets another championship and another Final Four. Here are our stats for the year. Sessoms played really good, averaged 14-7. He did end up getting a Freshman All-American award. You guys will see that. Show you guys the percentages as well. So we're shooting pretty good percentages. It's mainly because we're taking, I guess, high percentage shots. It's just not really translating into winning right now because we're not that good. And here are our team stats. We actually led the conference in scoring. That's, Detroit. That's ugly, baby. But led the conference in scoring. We can fix our turnover issues. Next year should be good. Here are the awards for season number 4. That guy went off. I think he won back-to-backs. So good on him. There's Sessoms at the bottom with the Freshman All-American Award. I believe that's Gordon Hayward, who did get Conference Freshman of the Year. Did get 2 second-team All-Conference selections and a Freshman Conference All-Selection. Here are our recruits for the year. A good thing that we got these 2 guys. We needed 2 wings to replace the 2 wings that we're losing. They weren't really good overalls that we're losing, but they could kind of shoot threes, could kind of drive some, and could play defense a little bit. But here we got exactly what we want. B+ shooting, and they're athletes. That's what we want out of the wings with this pro-style system. We want guys that can hit threes, drive to the basket, athletes that can defend. So good on that. And we also want them to have that prototypical wing size. So you're pushing it at 6'4" in the NBA, being 6'4" and playing wing. But we want 6'5" to 6'8"-ish, 6'9" if possible. All right, so here's our preview for the season. Pretty much same starting lineup, except we are bringing in these 2 wings to replace the ones we lost. Iguodala. We can use him to shoot threes right now, but primarily we want to work on his shooting. May work on his skill some, but he's not a really good free throw shooter, so I don't think I want him driving to the basket. I want guys driving to the basket who either have really high chance of making it via layup or dunk, or guys that can hit free throws, and they also have to have handles. So I think McCall, I'll have McCall drive to the basket. I'll work on his outside shooting, and I'll do the opposite for Iguodala. I'll have him shoot threes, and I'm working on his outside shooting some. But I also kind of want to work on his handle a little bit because that's a little low for a guard. Then we'll have Sessoms continue to run the offense through him, and that's how we're getting down for season 4, or season 5 rather. So we were able to win the regular season conference championship for the Horizon League. Here it does say that we're tied, but I guess because we had a better overall win percentage, they gave us the conference championship because University of Wisconsin Green Bay did beat us twice head to head. So I'll go check it real quick just to show you because I checked it before. But you look right here, they gave us the regular season title. Green Bay ended up winning the postseason title. I think that's messed up. We shouldn't have won it, but hey, banner's a banner, and we got one. So you guys already saw that we did end up losing in the conference tournament because UW Green Bay won. But we won in the first round to Detroit, lost in the second round to Butler. Here's our final 4 for the year. Duke picking up the title. Wow, this guy dropped 33. Good on him. But to look at our postseason success, because we did make the NIT, we got all the way to the Elite 8 of our regional. Beat South Carolina by 5 here. You can check out our box score. We're down in the first half. Then we beat St. Francis, PA, and lost to Oklahoma. Here are our stats on the year. Sessoms taking a little bit of a step forward. Kind of need him to step up even more going forward. We're losing our senior point guard, and we'll take a look at who we're going to replace him with whenever we get to where we're reviewing the recruiting. But we'll also take a look at the percentages. Shot could have been way better from 3, but we didn't really have a whole lot of 3-point shooting on the roster. We again led the league in scoring, getting closer and closer to inverting that assist to turnover ratio. I don't think anyone in the conference has a positive assist to turnover ratio. Nah, not a soul. Closest is Butler, who's with Brad Stevens. They are 11.3 to 11.8, so they're almost a 1-1. Here are the awards for the season. Duke winning the national championship. We go to Horizon League. So we were the conference champions, as they said. Hopefully we'll be able to get this award next year. Did get the conference freshman of the year. McCall played very well for us. 2 first teamers on the all conference team. And of course McCall on the freshman first team. So honestly, pretty rough year recruiting. There was a shooting guard, let me see if I can find him, that we were in the running for, but Michigan State took him from us. I was going to make him our point guard because it looks like he's a bit of a combo guard. So I was going to make him our point guard, have him play like a combo guard and be the primary ball handler, but didn't work. So I kind of had to scramble to replace that position. Because we do have a point guard coming back to replace our leaving senior, but I'm not really a fan of his scoring ability, and I need my primary ball handler to be able to score. So I may end up switching his position or just letting him go if I don't think he's a good fit for the system. But here are the players we committed. 3 world recruits. Hopefully this point guard from Argentina can fill that void for us. I also got Coco Man here from California. If all else fails, he'll be our primary ball handler. So that's like our last resort. But I was able to get some wings here. One from Cameroon, one from Memphis. I think they'll be pretty good players. And we were able to get this backup big from France. So I'll see you guys starting the next season. All right, so here as we begin the season, we are the highest we are the highest rated team in the Horizon Conference at an 84. I think Butler's an 81. There may be another 81 and an 80. But we are the best teams in terms of overall rating. Got to get some more experience for these guys. We have 2 seniors who will be leaving. So I think next year is going to be a really good year for us. Just skim through all this right quick for you guys. All right, we are 90-57, and we will see you at the end of the year. So to recap the season, we were 15-3 in the conference, 27-6 overall, 82% overall, 83% in the conference. So overall good records. And as you can see, we had that good of a year just to bow out to Youngstown State, the worst or second worst team in the conference, by a grand total of 6 points. Sessoms played his heart out though. Right now he's got some numbers, but he's not competing for a Hall of Fame spot. Let's take a look at the awards. Freshman All-Conference, Freshman All-American, Freshman of the Year, second team All-Conference twice. If he pretty much have to win 2 conference championships next year, because he does have 2 already. So he'd have to win 2 next year, meaning the regular season and the conference tournament. Then after that, and we'd get an NCAA tournament bid. So, he'd have to accomplish that. But even then, once I put it in a spreadsheet, I don't know what his score looks like. I don't, because we are mid-major. So, it'd take more than a small conference score to get you in. So, again, in the NIT, we made it to the regional final, where we bowed out to Dayton, and Florida went on to win it all. The NCAA tournament. Here's your Final 4. Villanova, Michigan State, Arizona, Duke. Duke winning it all, and this was Coach K's retirement year in the simulation. Here are our team stats on the year. We'll be losing our starting power forward. Yeah, these 3 guys rebound the ball really well. But we'll be losing our starting power forward along with our starting point guard. We'll take a look at these percentages real quick. Shot the ball really well as well. Here's our team stats. Really led the league in just about every category except for assists. We finally had more assists than we did turnovers. One of only, I guess, about 3 or 4 teams in the league to do that. So good on us. The award screen is freezing up on us again, but really nothing of note to write home about there. I want to go over recruits. These are the recruits that we're looking at going into the end of the year. Hopefully I can get both of these guys, but I'm pretty sure he commits to UConn. So, that's one of his priorities, being at a big program. So, we'll see how that goes, but I'll catch you guys at the end. Alright, so here we are starting season number 7. Season number 7 is what the starting lineup is looking like. We'll go in and take a look at the rotation as well. Not a lot of unity here. We're definitely going to have to go through some learning pains, but the good thing about it is we are the highest rated team in terms of pure talent overall in the conference. So worst come to worst, we should win out the conference based on the strength of that. So really looking for Sessoms and McCall to carry the team this year. Coco Man starting at point. He will be shooting a lot of threes. Hopefully we can make the tournament. This is probably the longest I've gone to sim in quite some time and not made the tournament. I'm 7. This will be the 7th season, and I've never had that happen. So boy, was this a disappointing season. So here, as you can see, we did not hang the regular season banner. Detroit actually was ranked number 22 in the country at one point. We finished with the same conference record as them, but they had the better regular season record, so therefore we're the 2 seed. Then as a 2 seed in the conference tournament, we end up beating Wright State by 1 point and then get mollywopped by Wisconsin Milwaukee in the second round. So another year, no postseason at all this time, as we did make the NIT twice in the 2 previous seasons. This season, nothing. Here's your Final Four. Funny looking hodgepodge right there with Arizona State coming out on top. Suffice it to say, Sessoms did not earn that that Hall of Fame slot. Just not in the cards, kid. Didn't do it. We'll go back and take a look at the percentages as well. I mean, we shot the ball all right. This season came down to, which will probably reflect in the stats, but I think putting Coco Man at the point guard spot was a bad decision. Because he was recruited as an undersized shooting guard. We started the season, the first 3 games with 3 teams we shouldn't have lost to, averaging 10 assists and 19 turnovers. Yikes. Here are the team stats on the season. Stats don't look too bad. We just didn't win the games. It's just a terrible way to go out, man. Then here are the awards on the season. Oh, that guy averaged 28. That's pretty cool. We'll take a look at our conference. That should have been us, man. Damn. But if there is any hope for the future, recruiting class looks good. I think this guy's just going to come in and take Man's spot at point. I think Man running the point was kind of what held us back this year. So I think that's where we're going to go with this. And I do want to just to say that, like, I haven't run the primary ball handler system yet, like switching somebody. Well, Man was the first one I tried. Didn't work out. Haven't done it with a small forward or anything yet because I haven't had anybody with the skill set to do it so far. But this is what our recruits look like. Overall, solid bunch. Ready to get them here. And none of them played the ABL. That is interesting. Alright, so here's the starting lineup for the year. Returning a lot of guys, essentially. Hopefully, Man can do a better job. Looking for McCall to lead the way this year in terms of scoring. Really wish he had better handle and pass. If his pass was higher, I'd move him. that primary ball handler spot, but we don't have that. So, is what it is. But higher overall this year, we're 88. Hopefully, we'll do well. So here we are once again, and surprise, surprise, another disappointing season. This is not going good at all. Believe we're at season 8 and still have not been to an NCAA tournament. Let's just go ahead on to the conference tournament. And bowed out to University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. Second round blowout once again. Here's your final four. Clemson won. We did end up playing Clemson this year. We did not win. We did get some key wins this year against high-ranking teams like Stanford. Here are our individual stats. Not bad at all. Let's check out these percentages. So not too shabby. Here we have our team stats. Not bad. I mean, it's mid, but not bad. Here are the awards on the season. That mid-major player of the year really went off. God damn. 5-year player. He must have had a medical red shirt. This should have been us. Oh my goodness. We had a 90 overall, bro. Alright, so I'll see you guys to start the next year. Sorry, almost forgot recruits. We just added 2 wings here. One of them's Canadian, so he didn't play in the ABL. So let's check out these stats real quick. Really like the shooting percentages here from Jacobson. We added another wing who was a 5-star, number 7 overall player. So our first major recruit. All right, see you guys to start the next season for real this time. Alright, so here's the rotation to start the season. Starting Coombs, the freshman, because he can shoot. Moved our freshman from last year who could shoot to the small forward position. So we have a lot of shooting this year to go along with man. Like, just look at my first 4. Whole lot of shooting. So these 3 guys right here, they're 3-and-D guys. So, and he's going to be our creator. So I think we have a pretty good roster this year. We're like a 90 overall. And best team in the conference again in theory. So we'll see how it works. Catch you guys at the end of the season. So here we are at the end of yet another disappointing season. Have to call it like it is. We did finish first in the conference at 25-26 overall, but as you can see by Cleveland State having a 14 beside their name, we did not get the tournament bid. So we'll be going into season 10 with no tournament bid yet again. It's the longest I've gone without winning a conference championship that gets me an NCAA tournament bid. It's year 10. This is ridiculous. As you can see here, for whatever reason, we decided to bow out in the first round of the tournament. No bueno. Cleveland State goes on to win it all. Now, we did end up making it to the NIT championship game and winning it, taking it all home. I was recording this game, but for whatever reason, it says I have no more disk space, even though I have ample space, so it stopped recording. So I no longer have the footage. But We did hang a banner, so that's something. We'll go to the NCAA Final Four, so you guys can check that out. And Villanova beating Rutgers. Here are our team stats, our player stats for the season. Pretty much starting five, average 10 points. And percentages are pretty good. Pretty good, can't complain. I'm really looking forward to these two wings going forward. Just because they look pretty good this year. Team stats this year, we were by far and away the best team in the conference stats wise, led in points, rebounds, assists, second steals, first block. So really good. Here are the awards for the season. Oh, so we did get freshman of the year. That's pretty neat. Of course, he was on the first team all freshman. And it looks like we will get 200 wins next year. Three players on the second team horizon. And these are our recruits on the year. Pretty good looking group of guys. We were able to get the #1 center overall. He's our first All-American we've recruited. Second 5-star. It's a really good looking recruiting class. He averaged 10 rebounds a game. He has an A+ rebound. So I'm hoping he keeps that up. Let's go get some percentages for these guys. Wow, he shot 60% from the field. Now, what's his rebounding looking like? So he'll be a really good rebounder day one. I think he's going to start. All right, I'll catch you guys at the beginning of the next season. All right, here's what our starting and 8-man rotation looks like. That freshman, he did end up starting. He's really good. We might get him for a long time because he's an 83 but C+ potential. Other two freshmen are down here. Redshirted them. Got to teach them how to shoot, be able to work in the system. But there's a point guard I'm looking to bring in next year to be the lead guard. Hopefully, I'll be able to keep them, and they'll be his wings for our pro style offense. But okay, I'll see you guys at the end of the year. So to end this season, we are the regular season conference champs. Went 25-6 overall, 13-5 in the conference. Then here we are in the conference tournament. We did end up making it to the championship round this time. So because we made it to the championship round, we will get some gameplay footage. close. We finally played up to our potential. Rasmussen went off. He went crazy. He was just drilling shots. You love to see it. Unfortunately, though, we wouldn't have any luck in the NCAA tournament. We got matched up with Miami, then Michigan State. Michigan State was like 100 overall. Miami was the same as us at 92. So, I mean, it really didn't matter. We would have bowed out to Michigan State probably, who did end up going to the Final Four, where they would lose to Connecticut, who would then lose to Notre Dame. Also had West Virginia in the Final Four, so 3 Big East teams plus Michigan State. Gotta love it. Here's some stats on the season. Really like what I saw out of McCormick as well as Coombs. They were both first team all conference, so we actually had 2 wings end up being first team all conference. That's pretty major, and they'll both be coming back next year. So I think we could do some real damage next year. We shot really good from the field. 3, not as much. Here are our team stats. Really led the league in everything but steals. Man, that assist to turnover ratio is killing me. Here are the awards for the season. We did have this guy, Elias, make the freshman All-American team. Good on that. Then to the conference awards, conference champion, conference coach. We got win number 200 this year as well. Didn't get the conference player of the year. Hopefully we'll get it next year. Conference freshman of the year. Getting 2 first team all-conference players. Coombs was our recruit from Canada, as you guys will remember. And this year we were actually able to sign an All-American. He's from Elkhart, Indiana. He's an athlete, can play defense. Gonna have to teach him how to shoot. Once I see his low post and shot blocking ability, I may end up making him a 4. We'll have to see. And we did get this guy. He's definitely going to be a 4. Go back and look at Guzman's stats. 11 and 11. Not too shabby. 13 and 12. And Spong just didn't play. He said, I'm too good for it. Alright, I'll see you guys to start the next season. So here we are to start season number, I believe this is 11. Took us 10 years to get an NCAA tournament bid and a conference championship, but we did it. Last season did get some offers from Power 5 schools, but they weren't schools that would fit the profile of what we're trying to do here with Chris Bosh, so I did not accept any. This is what our roster is looking like for this upcoming year. Show you guys the freshmen we added. Here's that All-American player. Then I'll show you some of the other guys. Here's that power forward. And the point guard actually got red-shirted. Here he is. And I'll catch you guys at the end of the season. So here we are once again at the end of the season. Regular season conference champions. 25-6 on the season, 16-2 in the conference. Overall, decent year. Was really hoping to get you guys some more conference championship gameplay footage, but as you can see, we bowed out to the second worst team in the conference, Cleveland State, in the first round. Tournament did not treat us well. Lost to Georgetown first round, double-digit loss. Rasmussen goes out. He did end up getting drafted, so he's my first player to get drafted. 15 points, 5 of 12 shooting, not too bad. Individual stats, pretty impressive. Had 6 guys average 11 points. Robinson down here, 10.8. That is 11, so we're going to count that. Then we had 3 guys average 5+ rebounds. That's also pretty good as well. Roland really picked up his scoring this year, which before, if you look, he wasn't really averaging a lot of scoring. For whatever reason, he was shooting the ball more. I did turn his averages down, but his tendencies down. But he shot the ball more for whatever reason. Pretty good team stats on the year. 86 scoring. Assist turnover ratio looks a whole lot better here. Here are this season's awards. And then we'll also go take a look at the Final Four before I leave. Now, just to let you guys know, I did get offers this year, but it was like Auburn and West Virginia. And again, does not fit our profile, so not gonna leave for those types of schools, especially when I got this school rolling now. As you see, 3 guys first team all conference. Coombs has a chance to make our Hall of Fame depending on what he does next year. I'm going to give him free reign to score, do whatever. I think this is second time being first team all conference. Yeah, so this is second time being first team all conference. Freshman All America, freshman of the year. Conference freshman of the year, second team all conference, freshman all conference, then 2 first team all conference selections. So if he can lead, and then he will have had if he gets us another NCAA tournament bid next year, we hang one more banner, depending on what his individual awards look like, he may be a candidate for our Hall of Fame. But real quick, just want to show you guys what Final Four looked like. So Bama taking out Texas A&M, also Dayton and Marquette in there. These are our recruits on the year, replacing some size. We got this 7-foot center right here out of Chicago. Then we got the number 1 player overall. Nobody recruited him, thought it was weird. But sometimes the CPU does that with the bigs, so the centers and the power forwards. Sometimes they do that. I'll take a look at their stats. Let's take a look at their percentages. And I'll see you guys to start the next season. So here we are to start season number 12. Here's what the starting lineup's looking like. We will be playing our redshirt freshmen from last year. Overall, they're pretty solid. Move Coombs a small forward. Am giving him the green light to just shoot. Hopefully, he can get that some more individual awards and lead us to some more banners. That way, he can make that Hall of Fame. But all right, I'll catch you guys at the end of the season. So here we are once again to end the season. The Horizon League was actually a 3-bid league this season. It's pretty impressive. Wisconsin, Green Bay, Milwaukee both made it along with us. We went 15-3 in the conference for the year, 25-7 overall for the year. Conference tournament bowed out really early. Second round, but still early. Considering we were by far and away the best team in the conference, bowed out pretty early. So this is really hurting Coombs' chance to be in the 2K Sports Hall of Fame or the iMaynor 2K Hall of Fame. In the tournament, however, we did get Chris Bosch's first win, and in that first win, Coombs did drop 22 points, Clifford dropping 30-9. We routed Kansas, ran them off the court, major upset alert, 120-87. So this definitely helps his chances depending on what awards he won this year. Another year averaging 86 points per game. Assist turnover ratio still where we like it. So good deal on that. Now we'll take a look at the awards for the year. So we're still not seeing our guy Combs up there. So he has to at least take a conference player of the year to be eligible. And he did take that conference player of the year. We also got rookie of the year, 3 first team players, and 2 first team freshmen. Here are our recruits for the year: a point guard and a shooting guard. Really like his athleticism. Maybe he could be that combo guard we're looking for, depending on how well he can shoot. Looks like we'll have to teach him how to shoot, but looks like he has some driving ability to the paint. See what he averaged, and he didn't average anything because he didn't play. Whereas Wong did shoot 42 from 3, so that'll be good going forward. And Wong, after such a storied career at Loyola Chicago, will be inducted into the iMaynor the iMaynor College Hoops 2K8 Hall of Fame. He got awards every year he was here. 3-time first team All-Conference, Conference Player of the Year, Freshman of the Year nationally and in the conference, Freshman All-American, as well as Conference Freshman Team, and then a second team All-Conference selection. So he was pretty much an all-conference player the entirety of his career, and he was always with the exception of his senior year, he was never the first option scoring. So it's pretty impressive. Then we'll take a look at his stat line from whenever he was the main option. Averaged 24 and 3, as well as 2 steals, 29 minutes per game. Let's take a look at his percentages this year, which we already talked about. 44 from the field, 42 from 3, and 67 from the free throw line. Played in 27 games and started 27. 769 minutes for the year. We can also look at his totals. He was kind of injured this year. 3,402 minutes overall. Played and started 120 games. Career free throw percentage 65. Career 3-point percentage 38%. Career field goal percentage 43%. And career total 300 assists, 300 rebounds. Nice. Career 1,848 points. Then we'll take a look at his career averages. Career average of 15, 3, and 3. So great career overall. Now let's see where he ranks in terms of the legacy score. And here we'll see his name on the spreadsheet for the legacy score. Hold on. Something crazy is going on here. Sorry about that, but we are back. And we'll just scroll on over. We've already talked about all his accolades and stats. So we'll just get on to his legacy score, which is a 39. So if you'll remember from my previous videos, or just one so far, the small ball video, we were able to get 6 guys into the College Hoops 2K8 iMaynor Hall of Fame. And there was only one other small conference guy to make it from our Sacramento State team. He was an All-American point guard that we recruited, Rashid Galbraith, who left after his junior season. And our guy, Coombs, he was able to pass his legacy score. So good on him for that. And I'll check you guys out at the beginning of the next season. Here we are to start season number 13. Here's our rotation. I think I actually want to take both of them down. So put both of them at 25. You guys at 33. Give him 25 as well. Want Elias pretty much play the whole game. And we're really going to run the offense through Elias this year. He's the guy, our center. Haven't really found an opportunity to do this whole primary ball handler thing. Just haven't had a guy skilled enough to do it yet. We tried once and it was horrible. We kept turning the ball over. So I do want to try that again, but I think right now we're just going to stick with the analytics in terms of 3 and D and spacing. So see you guys at the end of the season. All right, so here we go to end season number 13 record-wise. We were 25-5 overall. Seems like we're just destined to be around that mark. Conference league-wise, we went 16-2, winning the regular season conference championship. So that's pretty decent. I guess good for this sim. Man, this sim has been so damn frustrating. We bow out to the worst team in the conference in the first round, even though we went 16-2 in the league with an overall of 87. I believe Butler's overall was about like an 82 or 83. This just happens too frequently in this sim. So we'll move on to the NCAA tournament. So in the NCAA tournament, we had something kind of special happen in that we won a game. We had an 8-9 matchup. We're an 8-9 matchup here. We won this game pretty handedly. We were like a 97, 98 overall. San Diego was like an 82, 86. So we won that pretty handily. And since we were an 8 seed, we're going against the number 1 seed who was Notre Dame. So I figured, hey, why not stop for a second and give you guys some gameplay footage in case we get the upset. So here you go.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits. I'm losing shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip. You choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
There's no mercy in this world, just hunger-thirsty persons in different versions. Each new update, that shit worsens. Why? Pull back the curtain and you'll see the different vermin. We all have different burdens that all seem to cause disturbance. Yo, so do me a favor, don't treat me like a neighbor. Don't need the different flavors of your problems just to savor. I've got my own issues, I need a comb to get through. Don't need to groan with you, just go get your own tissue.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
That's it, the end of the song. Next time you'll sing along. Trust me, there's nothing wrong. I just need to carry on, cause society's a myth put there to make you sit. Listen to what they give. Don't ask questions, shut your lid. Yeah, don't ask questions, shut your lid. I need to run away from this and go get off the grid. Feel like my brain is overloaded, man, I'm losing it. Don't let them tell you what to do, man, they don't know.
Wow, that was a tight game. We actually pulled off the upset. Here's the box sheet or the box score. Elias went off. So since we won this, Ramos really went off, shot it really good. But since we won this, we will go on to the next one and watch it as well, as it'll be our first appearance in the Sweet 16.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Hold my beer for a minute, I'm about to quit my job, cash in for a ticket. I'm going on a trip and I don't plan to visit. I'm gonna stay there till I feel like I'm winning, and this is just the beginning. I need a big change, help me feel like living. I need a big swing, home runs I'm hitting, and I'll never look back, moving on till I get it all.
And we all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be?
My strife, my right to fight, to die on. And this is my game to play, to claim a brand new name, And I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm a bit nervous that I might screw everything up that I've ever done. But what's the point of living if you ain't having fun? I guess I'll try this, try that, might miss, gotta find what I'm good at. I guess I look here, look there, over where am I scared, where am I at? I gotta make it in this life, whatever makes me happy, know I'm doing things right. Sipping in the summer on a goose and Sprite, or find a nightclub for the end of the night,
And we all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be?
Alright, so we're at 98 overall, 97, 98 overall. SMU's like a 92, so this is a game we should win, and we did. So kind of making up for all of those failures earlier, and boy, there was some doozies. We might be getting, if something comes open, we get first pick, because, we've at least made an Elite 8 at this point. So let's see what happens with that.
Who I am, I'm making a new plan, rearranging my life, and I won't look back ever again.
You ain't see me activated, you better hope that you never see me agitated. I think about my actions, plan them out, evaluated. That's how I end up on the top, man, I'm calculated. My mind's a weapon, my body is the engine. I'm never second guessing, I just do what I was destined. Cause I feel I got the blessing, persistence and obsession. That's how you keep progressing, I already learned that lesson, yeah.
I'm changing who I am, I'm making a new plan, rearranging my life, and I won't look back ever again. You can't stop what's moving, you can't stop what's moving. I'm changing my life, and I won't look back ever again.
No fear, see clear, you deserve to be great. I know it feels like things get in your way. Push through those walls and the others will fall. Sit up, stand tall, you can get through it all. I need some energy, anxiety's no friend to me. I have a short memory, I don't really remember things. That's how I move on, that's how I stay strong. A new day's on, I'll keep moving right along. And I feel like the pain in the past, it needs to stay in the past. You gotta take off the cast. I wanna feel like I'm a new person. I wanna have clear vision and purpose. And I feel like the pain shouldn't last. If you can move on and past the things that make you feel bad, and you can change in your brain, I'm certain. I've done it before, and man, I'm not perfect.
I'm changing who I am,
unfortunately, we were unable to seal the deal and make it to the Final Four. Elias didn't really play his best game. If we could have got a little bit more out of him, we could have won this one. Sucks considering we were up double digits in the first half, and then we got outscored 42-22. That's how the cookie crumbles sometime in March Madness. All right, here are what our stats look like for the year. Elias had a really good year, won the Conference Player of the Year, and given the run we had, I just kind of had to put him in that Hall of Fame. I'll show you guys that later. Right now, let's look at the players' percentages. Oh, wow, Ramos, 92% from the free throw line. I think that's the highest I've seen since I started doing these sims. I never noticed how low free throw shooting was. Here are our team stats on the year. All in all, pretty solid across the board. Here's what this year's awards look like. Fifth year senior putting up 30 points. Hey, it's just like real life. He'd definitely be in the Hall of Fame if I had him. Yeah, we got the... Hold on. Once we get through, I'm going to check and go back to that guy. We'll look at his overall, like, just his totals and stuff. Because 5 years senior, what do you have, like 3 years averaging? Well, surprise, I took the North Carolina job, guys. I know it's a sad day, but I had to be true to the sim. But yeah, we did get Conference Player of the Year here. 2 players on the first team all conference. 1 player on the second team. Player that was freshman all conference. Now let's take a look at the 3 year. Wow. Okay, so 21-point career average, 7 rebounds, 1 block. 2,794 career points, 916 career rebounds. Oh wow, 49% from the field for his career, not bad. 71% for big man's not bad either. Played 132 games, started every one of them, so good deal on that guy. So I'm gonna just show you guys what I left behind in recruiting this year. I wish this game had a feature where, like how Calipari, whenever he went to Kentucky, John Wall and them went with him. But this guy was going to be really good. I was considering making him that primary ball handler, but we'll look to doing that at North Carolina. And here's what North Carolina had recruited. They only had 2 scholarships. This is why Roy retired, just like real life. He just couldn't keep up with the recruiting no more. So they do got guys there already, but I'm going to have to, which I guess I'll go ahead and show you guys that since we're here. Basically, everybody's coming back but this point guard. So they do got guys already. So I'll basically just have to start building the roster, but we should be competing out the gate. With that being said, I'll see you guys to start the next season. So here we are, season 14, the beginning. Here's our starting rotation. We're preseason at number 14 team. Just to kind of give an update about how I'll be running this. If things don't work out at Carolina, I'll just go to another team. Of course, Josh. But the way that the game does it is pretty much you can make the tournament every other year and not win a game in it at a school like Carolina or Kansas or Kentucky, and you get to keep your job, which is not true of real life. So I'll be evaluating my coach every 3-4 years, and we'll see what it look like. If it don't look good, I'll just go somewhere else. But I'll see you guys at the end of the year. Okay, so first year for Carolina in the books. 23-10 overall, 10-6 on the season, mid-season I'd say. In the opening round of the conference tournament, we did beat Virginia Tech, but Virginia Tech had like 9 wins, so we ended up losing to Wake Forest in the next round. We did make the tournament as a 9 seed. This 8-9 matchup was been good to us on back-to-back years, really. Won the first round, then the second round is Xavier was our 1 seed. Then we almost got a win against DePaul, against who we lost to earlier in the season as well. Michigan State, there was no beating them. Tom Izzo is a freak on this game. Here are our stats so far for the end of the season. This guy right here, he had one game, he shot like 24 free throws. Crazy. Take a look at the percentages real quick. Not too bad percentage wise. Actually did pretty good in terms of shooting free throws. Here we go, led the league in scoring. Interested to see what our free throw percentage was. 78. It's way better than the national average. Other percentages were up as well. Here go the season's awards. We will check out whatchamacallit as well. Loyola, Chicago. See how they're doing. We'll look at ours first, then we'll go to Loyola, Chicago in the Horizon League. They have a first team all ACC selection, as well as a second team. And he was really just as good as the first team guy. Okay, so Cable was able to. Okay, nice. Oh, wow, then Guzman. Oh, wow, they had 3 guys average 17 points. That is insane. Here's what recruiting looked like this year. It's pretty mid. Guys do fit our system, though. Take a look at their stats for the year. We'll also look at their percentages. We did get a world recruit from Mexico. Good percentages. I'll see you guys at start the next season. So here we are, start of season 15. So we're halfway through the sim. We are actually doing a combo guard where we got a primary ball handler. In this case, it'll be a combo guard. So it's Pecola, who's shooting guard last year, moved him to the point, letting him distribute to these guys who can kind of shoot. Logano will have heavy focus on the offense as well. He's like our second option. All right, and I did drop the rotation down to 7 because, as you can see, at 7, it's kind of where we fall off a cliff. I'll be replacing 6 guys this year, so I'll be replacing Brooks, Herman, Bryant, Lagana, Walls, and Mance. So out of all these 7 guys, the only guy coming back is going to be Pecola. So hope I recruit well, but I'll see you guys at the end of the year. So this season was a good one. Let's go to conference standings. So we actually won the ACC regular season title with a 12-4 record and finished the year overall at 24-7. Unfortunately, we bowed out in the first round of the tournament again. Who would have guessed it? This sim has been very frustrating in the conference tournament. We made our way to a 4 seed, ran through the first 2 rounds fairly easily, and then got ran through in the Sweet 16, but that's back-to-back Sweet 16s. 3 straight trips to the Sweet 16 in the sims right now. Here are our player stats. Pecola did really good as that primary ball handler. So it actually worked, and he'll get a chance to do it again next year as he'll return and be starting again. Take a look at our percentages. He shot the ball pretty well. And then in terms of team stats, here we go. Did pretty good for the ACC. As we can see, Dayton did go on to win the national championship, so at least we ended up losing to the team that did win the national championship. Oh, he's the coach of the year. What did he do? Didn't I run him out of the gym in the first round? We'll have to go check and see what they did for him to win that. So I believe they're in the SoCon. Let's check on them first. I don't get it. Oh well. Sydney Low. Had 2 players made first team All ACC. And recruiting was really important this year as we had 6 scholarships to give. I believe we have 5 to give next year. So, no, it's like 1. In our freshman class, we got 5. It's something like that. But, got some good guys in here. Got a second to look at that. Then give you a second to look at the stats. Give you a stats to look at the percentages. And we'll see how good these guys were. Whenever we start next season. But I'll see you guys then to start the next season. So here we are, the start of season number 6. Here's our rotation. We'll show you guys the freshmen we got coming in because it was a whole bunch of them. I've already redshirted some of them. Even if I didn't want to redshirt them because of talent reasons, I would have had to do it anyway. Because the way that scholarships are set up right now on this team, recruiting 5 guys 1 year and 6 guys another year, it just works better if you spread them out. So that's what I'm trying to do here. But we'll take a look at some of these freshmen that came in. So the first freshman that came in was Uduze. And he was a power forward. We moved him to center. Then we have Dawson. Sowers. I guess I'll tell you what I'm trying to work on for all of these guys. Uduze. He's already got rim protection, rebounding. I think I want to work on his post play some. And probably rebounding. I think those are 2 things I'm going to work on for him throughout his career. Dawson, rim protection and rebounding. Sowers, shooting. See. Then we got these 3 guys down here that are redshirted. Shooting, easy shooting. May work on his skills some too. Shooting. I think I may end up moving this guy to center. I think that's what I'm going to end up doing, moving this guy to center. So I'm not going to work on his shooting. I'll work on rim protection and move him to center. And shooting and defense. I want him to be a 3-and-D guy. All right, so that's what the team's looking like this year. I'll see you guys whenever we get to the end of the year. So here we are, end of the season. Didn't go too well. Went 6-10 in conference play in the ACC, and then 17-13 overall. I do want to show you guys something real quick. But as you can see right here, the league was really tough this year. Got 7 bids, and 4 of those 7 bids were 3 seed or higher, and they were all seed 7 or higher. So that's pretty good. It's a pretty tough league. But what made the year so bad, to give context whenever we do the review, is right here in this game that we lost to Florida State by 7 points. Now, granted, we're already a young team. Pecola goes out right here. Tore his ACL, out 300 days. So he tore his ACL, but he got drafted. But he was averaging 20 a game, shooting, I want to say 44 from the field and 46. 46 from three. He was lighting it up. Really the best player on the team, and we lost him, so that's kind of why the year went so bad. Conference tournament, we bowed out early to Maryland. The game really just wasn't competitive at all. We did make the NIT tournament where we bowed out to St. Mary's in the first round. I think if anything, my performance should be judged for accepting the NIT bid. Because at Carolina, it's okay not to make the tournament as long as you don't accept the bid, apparently. That's what I learned from Hubert. Then this is what our stats look like this year. Looking at Uduze to probably, because he's going to be our best player next year, I'm looking for him to probably lead the team offensively next year. We'll take a look at some percentages real quick. So percentages, not bad at all actually. Then here's our team stats. Near the bottom of the barrel in terms of scoring. Don't really like that at all. As we saw earlier, NC State ended up winning the national championship. Oregon State was the national player of the year, and he's a guy from Hawaii. So that's mad interesting. They are always notoriously bad on the Sims. Picola is a second-team All-American, even though he ended up not playing most of the year. Duze, freshman team All-American. As well as the ACC Freshman of the Year. So Duze really starting off his campaign strong for making this Hall of Fame. All right, we'll go over recruits. Recruits was really a short list this year. We got number 2 overall player who was a power forward. Here's what his attributes are looking like. Really looking forward to getting him on campus, pairing him with Uduze, because he can be a stretch 4. So really looking forward to that. Also has a lot of potential. Really good rebounder. Let's take a look at his stats. Average 13 and 11 with 2 blocks a game. His 3-point percentage looks good, but he didn't really shoot a lot of them. All right, so this is our first 3-year review for North Carolina. Like I said, we'll be reviewing every 3 years just to make sure, because see, right now my job security is all the way at the max. If I made 5 straight NITs and 1 NCAA tournament in that time, then I'd probably still have that same amount of job security. So I'm going to be doing it on my own because North Carolina is a place where you have to perform. And I want this to be more realistic. So the 3-year review, made 2 Sweet 16 appearances. It's a 4 seed that year. We went 24-7. Going into this year, we were actually doing pretty good until Picola went out, and we were a young team anyway. So it's kind of a mulligan. So I'd say at least 1 thumbs up for the 3 years we've done so far. So we will not be moving on from North Carolina. So here we go. We're starting season number 17. Much improved roster. Don't really have any team unity. And we only brought in 1 freshman. So here he is. I plan on working on his 3-point shooting throughout his time here. So that way he can be a stretch 4 for us. Really good rebounder already. Really good athlete. I think I'm going to work on his skill some too, so he can be a bit of a ball handler. So I think for him, I'm working on 3-point shooting and skill. That way he can really be a stretch 4. Really like his consistency. He's a dark horse draft prospect right now. Hopefully he ends up staying for a while, because I think this kind of guy right here, he's Hall of Fame worthy. All we have to do is just keep him, really. But 84 overall to start. Hopefully we can keep him. And here's the rotation. See you guys at the end of the year. So as you can see, we have reasons to raise the alarms now. or sound the alarms. 5-11 in the ACC is terrible. 18-17 overall is just as bad. To make matters even worse, bowed out in the first round of the tournament to our rival, who went on to get an 11 seed. We were not in the NCAA tournament, but here's the Final Four for you guys. Seton Hall, Stanford, Arizona, Syracuse. So, little Big East Pac-10 challenge here. From an individual stat standpoint, got exactly what we wanted out of these guys. I just need them all to step up next year. Udoze, he had 17-6, just what we want. Hickman, 3-and-D rule. Bragg, 10-6, so got a little twin tower action going while he's a stretch 4. Betwood, 5 assists, can't complain. Then Millar, we just need him to shoot it well. Let's take a look at the percentages. So they are young, just need everybody to step up more. And we need to make more threes. I ain't gonna lie, this is just downright terrible. Ain't much to say. Here are the awards on the season. So Bragg did get Freshman of the Year. Back-to-back Freshman of the Years for us, both of them big men. That don't make sense. Freshman of the Year in the conference again. Doze was first team all conference. And was he last year? He didn't make all conference last year. He made freshman conference last year. So originally we didn't have any scholarships. As you guys know, in this game, whenever you do get a scholarship, it means somebody left, somebody did. So this is the guy we picked up. Just kind of had a recruitment spur of the moment. Decided to go for a guard, as we're pretty loaded everywhere else, which is probably why that guy left. And I'll show you who he is right here. Derek Dawson, and he's going to Vanderbilt. So after next season, because he does have to sit, we'll track his progress. So here is our rotation to start the year. Going with the 7-man rotation, just because we have really two. If we go 8, it's 3 bigs. So for that reason, say, hey, let's just go with the 8-man rotation. And I mean, we'll go with the 7, because the 8 would be like really 3 bigs. So we just go with 2. And here's that freshman we got. Gonna be first year improving overall and 3-point shooting. But after that, 3-point shooting. All right, I'll see you guys at the end of the year. All right, so here we are to end the season. As you can see, it went rather well. 30-7 on the year, 13-3 in conference play. So us and Duke tied. They gave Duke the #1 seed in the conference tournament, which we made it to the championship of. So we will see some gameplay here in a second. But real quick, I am claiming a conference championship off this. We played Duke once in the regular season and beat them. So we have the head-to-head. And the rules of the ACC that I know for a fact are they don't formally give out ACC regular season championships, but the coach can claim them if you're in. You can claim a share if you have the #1 record or tied for #1. So I'm claiming that one. So here's how we performed in the ACC tournament this year. And we did, like I said, make it to the championship game. So you will get to see that gameplay against Duke. guys that came through in the clutch, able to win. Here's a look at the box score for you. Now we'll look at how the March Madness tournament went. We actually got a 1 seed, cruised through the first 2 rounds, then picked up a big win in the second round against Kansas. In the Sweet 16 against Kansas. Then in the Elite 8, we would play Indiana. Hey, that's something. I know UNC fans would love to do that, play Kansas and then Indiana in the same tournament. It's kind of crazy. But we would end up losing in that Elite 8. So I think I've done enough to rectify for last year, and we've got a lot of these guys coming back. So let's take a look at that as we look at their individual stats. In terms of individual stats, these guys, they played really good. Everybody's coming back except for Hickman and Beckwith. So we got both of our bigs coming back. We'll move him to point. We'll have him at the 2. And then Sowers will be at the 3. So we're looking really good going into next year. Let's take a look at these percentages real quick. Shout out to Adoze, shooting 54% on the year. Here are our team stats. Performed pretty well. Like this, his turnover ratio, first in rebounding. That is a staple of Carolina basketball. And near the bottom in turnovers, so good on that. The awards are freezing up, so we'll skip that this year. We did have a couple all-conference players. Here's what the recruits look like. We'll see you guys to start the next year. Here we are to start season number 19. So we got about 11 seasons left. Here's our starting rotation. Looks really good. We're able to get that big point and wing backup that we hope to get. Starters look really, really good. We're starting as the preseason number 1. And if you'll see, I believe, so Arizona may be the only team with a higher overall than us to start the season. And just based off the top 25, they are. So we have a real shot here to win a championship or go to a Final Four. We desperately need one, as we've been very underwhelming, especially compared to small ball. But all right, see you guys at the end of the sim, or at the end of the season. So here we are at the end. Conference standings: 31-7 on the year, 11-5 in the conference for second in the conference. We did get the 2 seed over Miami in the conference. Not really sure how they determined that. No, but whatever. It doesn't matter. It's not for first anyway. As you can see, we did end up with the 1 seed. So we would beat Maryland and NC State pretty handily in the first 2 rounds of the ACC tournament. We'd make it to the championship against Clemson, and we got some gameplay footage here. took down Clemson. Grant played his ass off. 4 of 7 for 3, 8 of 12 from the field. Looking forward to seeing what he does next year. Clemson kind of made a run back as we sat some players, but this wasn't meant to be for the Tigers. Now, we were number 1 seed of the West Regional. I kind of hoped we'd ended up in the East Regional just because it was in Charlotte, but is what it is. Pretty easy path in these first 3 rounds. 76 overall we played, 92 and a 92. Then we would get to the Elite 8 and get walloped by Tennessee, who was a 99 overall, and we were like a 98. They really ran us out the gym in the first half. Bragg played good, but it looks like that's about it. And here's our Final Four. Tennessee did go on to win the whole shebang. They even blew out Georgetown, who ran us out the well, they didn't run us out the gym, but Georgetown did beat us in what was the Old Spice Classic. Here are our player stats on the year. Twin Towers right here. Uduze and Bragg both averaged at least 18 and 5. Uduze averaging 2 blocks, 1 for Bragg. Now we'll take a look at our percentages. So shot the ball pretty well. Not too great, not too bad. Just pretty good, pretty good. Team stats on the year. Once again, leading the ACC in both points and rebounds. Tied for first in rebounds. Led the league in blocks. So pretty good year. Lowest turnovers. So pretty good year stats wise as a team. Here are the awards on the year. So we were the Conference Coach of the Year. Nice. And Uduze did win ACC Player of the Year. He was also first team All-Conference, with Bragg being second team All-Conference. And Belser and Lucas were first team All-Freshman, or the freshman All-ACC. Here are our recruits for the year. We were able to nab 1 All-American, number 5 overall, number 4 shooting guard. Really good player all the way across the board, except for everything's an A- or better, except for rebounding, IQ, and size. And IQ's a B+. So looks like he's going to be a really good player. Here's our stats on the year, and he averaged 19 and 9. Ooh, and 4 assists. He might be a baller. He might be a baller. Here's our percentages for these guys. Wow, he shot 43 from the field and 44 from 3. So now we'll do our 3-year review as promised. So the first year did not make the tournament, finishes barely above 500. Then we followed that up with 2 30-win seasons and 2 trips to the Elite 8, 1 regular season conference championship, and then 2 conference tournament championships. So safe to say, job is safe. Safe to say, job is safe. Also, College Hoops 2K8 Hall of Fame for my guy, Uduze. Here's his accolades. I did put his stuff into the spreadsheet to calculate it, and he only came out as a 39 score. He was really hurt by our lack of tournament bids, and I mean, we only went to the tournament half the time he was here, so he didn't, as you can see, he doesn't have the most individual awards, so something's got to give. He was only a 39, and that's not high enough for a power conference player, for a power conference player, you've got to get in that 45 range. And so he was just a couple points off, but it makes a difference. If he won more, it'd be a little different, but he was unable to do that. But our guy Bragg, he may be a candidate next year. He's got the individual awards. So depending on how he plays next year, let's take a look at his stats. Yeah, so if he balls out next year, there's a real chance he could end up in there, but we'll just have to see when we cross that bridge. I'll see you guys starting the next season. So here we are to start season number 20. This is what the team looks like. Expecting maybe a Sweet 16 or another Elite 8 out of these guys. Again, how Bragg plays will decide if he's a Hall of Famer. Here's our All-American freshman. We'll take a look at the other ones. They've pretty much all been redshirted. Right, and I'll see you guys to the end of the season. So here we are, the end of yet another season. And we, once again, got 30 wins. So that's 3 consecutive 30-win seasons. Good on that. 31-9 on the year. 11-5 in the ACC play. Getting us yet another regular season conference championship. And as you can see, that also gave us a 2 seed. We were the number 6 ranked team coming into the year. So all in all, good year. So as you can see here in the first round of the ACC tournament, walloped NC State. Then we just got by Wake Forest, where we would go on to play Boston College, and we actually have some game footage of that. we didn't blow it. It's been crazy because they're an 89 overall and we were a 96 or 98. Grant went off for 26, 10 of 18 from the field, saved the day for us. So we were a 2 seed in the Midwest region. The regional games would be held at Ford Field, which is where Carolina won with Ty Lawson, I want to say, I think. But first round, Northern Arizona wallop, same for Oregon State. So it's looking like we'll be doing good, but ended up losing to Iowa, who would go on to the Final Four and lose to eventual national champion Richmond. Kentucky and Texas also in the Final Four. Here are our stats on the year. Grant came in, played that number 2 role just as good as I thought he could. Bragg, 20-7, 2 blocks, good year for him. Take a look at these percentages as well. So we shot the ball all right. Pretty good. Yeah, pretty good. I'd say pretty good. Here are our team stats. All in all, good year team stat wise. Here are the national awards for the year, and we'll follow that up, of course, with our conference awards. See, Bragg ended up making the first team All-American. Another coach of the year, and Bragg got ACC player of the year, as well as first team ACC. Our freshman Riddick, who was a redshirt, averaging 1.6 points a game, got the freshman all-conference team. Now, we actually had a great year recruiting. We signed 4 recruits, 4 of them being in the top 12, the number 1, 5, and 8 players. We'll take a look at them individually. The number 1? The number 1 player, monster stats, 19, 6, and 4, 47 from 3 and 48 from the field. Here's what his ratings look like. Can't wait to get him on campus. Be really interesting to see what the roster looks like next year. Then we got a 6'8" shooting guard from Syracuse, New York. That's what his ratings look like. He elected not to play in the ABL. We got a shooting guard from Greenville, North Carolina. Go Pirates. Averaged 12 and 10 and 4. 33 from 3 and 38 from the field. Out of Greenville, North Carolina. Here's his ratings. Then we have our final from Trenton, New Jersey. Here's his ratings. I want to say he elected not to play in the ABL. He did. So we're losing a lot this year, but we got a whole lot coming back. It'll be good to see what the team looks like going forward. All right, and here we have another candidate for the Hall of Fame. So I will be exporting this team just because of how decorated of a player he is. But here's the list of awards, and we'll go over it in the spreadsheet. So right here in the spreadsheet, as you can see, Leroy Bragg of Newark, New Jersey. He was a senior. He was a senior. He was power forward at 6'10", 248. Former McDonald's All-American and Mr. Basketball for the state of New Jersey. Came in as the number 2 overall recruit, number 2 power forward for the University of North Carolina with jersey number 44. Finished with an overall of 94. Played in 3 NCAA tournaments, made 3 Sweet 16s, so he was always winning and producing when he got in the tournament. 2 Elite Eights. Twice he won the regular season conference championship, and 3 times he won the tournament conference championships. That's 3 in a row. Former National Freshman of the Year and first team All-American. as well as freshman All-American, former Conference Player of the Year, Conference Freshman of the Year, one-time first-team All-Conference selection, two-time second-team All-Conference selection, and also made the All-Conference team. So his entire career, he was All-ACC. Then we'll take a look at his stats. He averaged 16.1 points a game for a total of 2,412 points, 5.9 rebounds with a total of 883, 1.1 assists with a total of 162, 1 steal average for a total of 147, 1.3 block average for a total of 195, shot 45% career percentage from the field, a 34% career 3-point percentage from 3, 75% career free throw percentage, averaged 26.5 minutes for a total of 3,976, which is the most total minutes anybody has in this Hall of Fame. He's also first in terms of free throw percentage as well. And he's also played in and started the most games at 150, and he has a legacy score of 150. So all in all, good career. Salute. So here we are. Ding, ding, ding. Start of season number 21. This is what our starting rotation's looking like. Got a lot of younger players in here, so you may remember some of these guys. Latovic and Belser are our oldest, and they're junior for Latovic and redshirt sophomore for Belser. Well, sorry, redshirt junior. Latovic's just a junior. It's a really young team for the most part. Don't have any seniors in the rotation. Here's our first freshman. He will be a really good player. He's really that ball handler we were looking for as well. So Morgan's going to have to wait on that. Maybe if this guy leaves early, which I doubt he will because he doesn't really have potential, he'll get that chance. But he's really got everything we're looking for. 91 layup, 91 3-point shooting. I'm working on his inside scoring so he could drive better, and his awareness so he could get better offensive awareness and better consistency. Then the other freshman, Drayton, 6'9" shooting guard, Reggie Bullock vibes. Really good shooter overall, good athlete. For him, working on improving his shooting. Then the other two freshmen, I redshirted. He was originally a shooting guard. I tried to change him to a point guard to see if his overall would drop low enough, but I was like, man, because I didn't want him in that 8-man rotation. Then I was like, I just need to redshirt him, so I am going to end up switching him back to shooting guard. But here are his overall ratings, working on his 3-point shooting, and the same for Lewandowski, working on his 3-point shooting as well. So I'll see you guys at the end of season. So here we are at the end of season, real up and down kind of year. 20-12 on the year, 8-8 in conference play. Did not make the tournament. Given those records, it's really weird we didn't make the NIT either. But it's also possible that we did make it and declined the bid. You know how Carolina rolls. In the conference tournament, we did beat Duke in the first round, but got boat raced by Wake Forest, who went on to be a 3 seed. We did not play in the tournament, but Iowa's back again, and looks like all 4 1 seeds made it, with Tennessee claiming the championship. Here are our stats. The point guard, he ended up leading the way for us in scoring. We'll take a look at our percentages as well. Shot the ball pretty good. I'm really hoping we could get a 50-40-90 season out of Jay Danielius. Here are our team stats. Nothing really to write home about. Here are our awards on the season. So Danielius was the freshman of the year. As well as being first team all-freshman or NCAA all-freshman. Florida State winning the ACC. Also conference freshman of the year. Second team all-conference. Oh, wow. We had no scholarships this year. So this is pretty much our dead period. So I'll see you guys to start the next season. So here we are, beginning of the season. No new freshmen to show. And really we have the same rotation as we'll be returning the entire team. Nobody left. Preseason number 8. So hoping that we rectify last season's mistakes. See you guys at the end of the season. So here we are to end the season, 32-5 on the year, 12-4 in the ACC, finishing in second place. 7 teams made the tournament from the ACC. So that's a really good showing by us. Then in the ACC tournament, we would steamroll Clemson in the first round, as well as Duke, to play the number 1 seed regular season ACC champion Florida State. And here's the highlight reel. Dominant performance, as you can see. So we're looking in really good shape going into the NCAA tournament. We were the number 1 seed in the South Regional. So very handily defeated Tennessee Martin, then Providence. Then we would play Kansas in the Sweet 16. This is our second time matching up against Kansas in the Sweet 16 during this sim. We do it in Memphis, so it's a really close to home game for us. Good deal. Hopefully that will carry on to the Elite 8. And oops, no it does not, as we lose to 3 seed Colorado. Final Four ended up being, wow, we could have had 3 ACC teams in there, but it ended up being Florida State versus Air Force. Florida State getting the win, who would go on to beat Colorado, who beat Miami in the other Final Four game. So here's what our stats look like this year. Did a lot more spreading the ball out, as the team was kind of deep, had a lot of options in terms of scoring. Had 6 players average double digits, so really good showing by us there. Let's take a look at the percentages. We shot the ball really good as well. Yeah, really well actually. Finished the year averaging 87 points, 17 assists to 9 turnovers. Just awesome assist to turnover ratio there. First in the league in assist, last in turnovers. Just for kicks and giggles, let's see where we rank in the nation. So in the nation, we're 3rd in assist and last in turnovers. So really efficient team this year if you take into account the percentages we shot as well. We'll take a look at this season's awards as well. Latovic was 2nd team All-ACC for us, and 2 freshmen, 2 All-ACC freshmen. So here's what our signings look like. Kind of solid. We did have better options than this center in terms of ranking, but I kind of needed another big, so we went ahead and went with the big there. We'll take a look at their stats and ratings. This guy's going to be a utility rim protecting rebounder. I have to teach this guy how to shoot, but he is an athlete out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Then we have another Canada kid. And he doesn't have any stats. But I'll see you guys to start the next season. So here we are to start season number 23, getting into short rows here as we're very close to the end. Still have yet to make a Final Four, still have yet to win a national championship. But hopefully this will be the years where the preseason number 1. That's never gone wrong for North Carolina. Here's our rotation. Go over the new players we got. I believe we got 3. So here's that point guard from Canada. Really good looking player. I'll be looking to work on his shooting, his 3-point shooting, and his inside scoring some too, because I need his layup to be higher. This guy feels like he's been here forever. He's just not a fit, honestly. I may end up moving him to small forward. I mean, not small forward, power forward. And the other freshmen, there were 2 of them. I redshirted them both. Work on his rebounding and shot blocking. And then Samiski from Charlotte. I believe he was an All-American. Yeah, really low to be an All-American, I feel. But I'll be working on his shooting because it's kind of not good at all. So I'll be working on his shooting and his inside scoring. Okay, I'll see you guys at the end of the season. So here we are once again, end of the season, end of season number, I believe it's just 22 or 23. Give me 1 second. 23. And we have a really good year. Probably the best one we've had so far. 33-3 on the year. 92 win percentage and 15-1 in the conference. League that had 7 bids. That's pretty impressive. So good to see that we performed that well. In terms of the ACC conference tournament, however, we would rout Wake Forest, then lose to Florida State in the first round, who would go on to lose to Boston College, who was also a 1 seed along with us. So we were still the number 1 overall seed. really just dominating our way through the first and second round, as well as the Sweet 16. And we would go on to play Duke in the Elite Eight in the Carrier Dome. That's pretty major. So here goes some gameplay. Wow, I can't believe we played that bad. But I gotta say, go Duke. Here's the box score for you guys. Hess had 16 rebounds. That's tough. And here's our final four. There were 3 ACC teams. Florida State versus Miami in the championship game. That's tough. Miami for the win. It's all about the U. And we still spread the love around this year as well. Multiple guys, 5 guys, 12 points or more for their average. Yes, Markham had 12 because I round up. And we'll take a look at those percentages. So shot the ball really, really well. Markham 50% from the field that's pretty impressive. Markham almost had a 50-40-90 season. 51 from the field, 46 from 3, and 88 from the free throw line. That's pretty impressive. All right, I'll catch you guys. Oh, Riddick was right there with him. But I'll catch you guys at the awards. Here are this season's awards. Coach of the Year is Oscar Sheboy, won't it? Here are the team stats. Really impressive. 93 points a game. And wow, look at that assist to turnover ratio. That is ridiculous. 20 assists to 9 turnovers. Wow. These are the recruits we signed. I went ahead and took this center. He's number 31 center. He's number 31 overall, number 1 center. Went ahead and took him because I had a feeling Hess might leave this year, and he did. So I went ahead and took him. So I'll have more than enough size. Pause. Could have gotten another shooting guard that I believe was like the number 8 or 12 shooting guard from Arizona, but we needed more bigs. Now, technically, we were supposed to do a review last year. I'm not sure if we did, but we had a 32-5 season, went to the Elite Eight, even though we did miss the tournament this year. We also had a 31-9 season. ACC titles both these seasons. One regular season here and one conference tournament, so we're safe. And we start off the next cycle pretty strong. So I'll see you guys start the new year or the new season number 24. So here we are to start season number 24. It's a good thing I did recruit that big, just because Hess is gone. This is what we're looking like now. We are having to play Falls at the 4. So it's kind of just because we don't have any other bigs. I mean, well, hold on. Let's move him back to power forward and see what happens. But I think this is just how it does it. Okay, yeah. So we'll run this. Hopefully it's good enough. I think we'll change McClinton to power forward. That way he's like our big off the bench. Hopefully he'll stay in that 8 spot. And I don't think he does. No, he does not. So I'm just moving back to small forward. They'll play him there. They'll play him at the big position just because we'll have nowhere else to put him. Wrong. Let's go back to rotations. Alright, but that's what it's looking like. I'll show you guys the freshman. Here's McCowan. Looks pretty good. Be working on his shooting. And we have Osborne. Be working on his rim protection. And I believe there was one more right here. No, there's one more. Oh yeah, right here. Forgot he was starting. But yeah, here he goes. And I think I'm going to work on his 3, stretch 4. I'm going to work on his 3 and rebounding. So his is going to be 3s and reboundings. But I'll see you guys at the end of the season. Here we are to end season number 24. 31-4 on the season, 14-2 in conference play, and we got the number 1 overall seed. We would mollywop Duke and Miami on our way to the ACC Conference Championship game against Boston College.
I can hear the demons call when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. Sometimes I feel like all is lost, but I know it's it's not true. I wanna put up all my walls cause I'm not in the mood, but then I cut myself off from the rest of the room. I know that time can heal it all if you're patient and soon it can all be worth it, all the searching. Pain is never really permanent, but damn it hurts, man. I could feel all of the turbulence and it's concerning. I've been searching for a purpose, I hope it's worth it. This society is really trying me. Ain't no hide and seek, I hide to be far from anxiety. I need my space, I need my privacy. I need some silence, please, you're all too loud. You don't speak quietly, opinions violently thrown across every surface. It makes me nervous, it's the world honestly burning. That's all I'm learning, hope that we can make a turn and start reversing all our minds and put the work in. We got some work, man. I can hear the demons call when they do what they do, and now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through. Gotta get through this, life is a new.
And the mollywopping continues. Good luck in Charlotte as we take down Boston College. So now we're off to the NCAA tournament. We're the, again, #1 overall seed, so we're in the East. Fortunately for us, that's in Charlotte this year. And the ACC tournament, we've had a lot of luck in Charlotte. So, mollywop South Utah, Southern Utah, inch by USC here. And pretty convincingly beat St. Bonaventure in the Sweet 16. Then we dismantled Texas in Charlotte to close out the region. Then we'll go on in the Final Four to play Florida State, who did the same thing to Syracuse.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why they say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past all the pain and you'll find a door. Open it up and finally explore everything that you thought you could never do before. And even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow,
Alright, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I stepped away for a second. There was a point we were up like 48 to 46 or something like that. and I stepped away because I had to do something. Come back, and wow, it's like 61-48, and I'm like, what the bruh? But they would end up going on to lose to Kansas State, who beat Seton Hall. This is really discouraging because we beat Kansas State by like 14 in the beginning of this season. So, it is what it is. You get what you give. Here are our player stats on the year. Nothing really stands out in terms of individual stats. These are our percentages. Shot the ball really well. Then here's our team stats. Again, played pretty well. Good stats, good stats. Alright, here are our recruits. The awards are kind of freezing up, so we're not going to worry about that. But here's our recruits. Number 2, 8, 10, 29, and 90. We could have got a better player in terms of overall ranking than this 90, but I felt like we needed another big, so that's where I went. So I'll let you guys take a look at their ratings. And then their stats. Oh, 13 rebounds a game. That's pretty impressive. Go along with 2 blocks. All right, and next year we are due for our 3-year assessment on how we're doing. So I'll catch you guys at the start of the next season. So here we go, the start of season number 25. This is what we're looking at. Really looking for Falls to lead the way. He's our best player. He's a senior, redshirt, 5th year. After this, we get pretty young, but we'll also be pretty talented. So, not expecting too much this year, but next year, definitely. So here are the freshmen we brought in. You guys will look at their overalls. I believe we brought in 5, so that's 2. There's 3. Then 2 red shirts. This guy I've got really high hopes for. That A+ potential. His skill is already off the charts. So if I can just turn him into a scorer, it'll be scary hours. All right, and I'll see you guys at the end of the season. So here we are once again at the end of the season, and it is once again a disappointing season. As you can see just from looking at the standing screen, we did not make the NCAA tournament as we finished at 19-16 on the year and 5-11 in ACC play. Ouch. In the conference tournament, we played for the right to play the ACC regular season champion Florida State, but we would lose to Maryland in that first round. Maryland would go on to win the entire ACC tournament. I was hoping this is what we would do because this was our only shot to get in. As you could tell from us not making it. And we just didn't make it. And Maryland was able to pull it off, so hats off to them. Here's a look at this year's Final Four. A bit of a Cinderella story with TCU with the 11th seed making it to play against Syracuse, who would go on to lose to Texas, who beat Cincinnati in the other Final Four game. Here's our player stats on the year. Nothing really to write home about. Nobody really did anything out of the ordinary except Dilbert. He almost averaged a clean 7 rebounds. And Mendoza almost averaged a clean 5 rebounds. Round them up, that's where they're at. But outside of that, nothing really stands out here. We'll take a look at our shooting percentages. Here are our team stats on the year. Even though we were pretty much one of the worst teams in the ACC, we did still manage to average about 78 points a game, near the top in rebounds as well, middle of the pack in assists. And in terms of turnovers, we were at the lower end of the conference. So, I guess we just couldn't close out games. Here's what our signings look like for the year. Number 3 and number 22 player. Number 3 player from Seattle, Washington. The number 1 for his position, small forward. And the number 22 player overall is the number 1 center in the nation. So we'll take a look at their attributes and stats. Really like his 3-point shooting percentage here, but it doesn't really match his attributes. Here's a look at the awards for the season. Oh wow, Loyola Chicago. Shout out to them. I built that. I'm assuming that guy's going to end up being an All-American. And he was not. We'll take a look at the ACC awards. Hopefully we win something. We did get a first team All-ACC selection with Mendoza. And a second team with Falls. Alright, so here we are to do the 3-year review. And I got to rap real to y'all here. So at this 3-year review, start here. We went 33-3, 31-4. Then it's 19-16. This is our 4th time missing the NCAA tournament at North Carolina and only having one Final Four to show for it and no national championship. So what I'm going to do here is it's kind of like an ultimatum deal. We have 3 years to win a national championship these next 3 years. If we do not win that national championship, then we will have to, then I'm just going to end the simulation here. And if you guys want, I will come back to it and play with whatever the new team is that offers us a job. So I'd have to go down a step. So I could stay in a power conference, but it would have to not be a blue blood job or not even anything close. Like I couldn't go to Louisville, or I couldn't go to Connecticut, couldn't go to Syracuse. Have to be something lower tier like Georgia or something like that. So, see you guys to start the next season. Our job is officially on the line. So here we are to start season number 26. This is the rotation we're going with. Hopefully this is the rotation that's going to save our job. Here are our starters. Really a lot of the same, except for instead of Falls, we've got Mentor starting here. Take a look at our freshmen, both of which are redshirted. Just because I'm running that 8-man rotation and they won't see playing time, so I might as well redshirt them. But here they go. Alright, and I'll catch you guys at the end of the season. Let's see if we can save Chris Bosch's job. So here we are once again, end of the season, and better than last year. Some real heartbreaking moments that I'm going to take you guys through. But we're 28-8 on the year and 12-4 in conference play. So the heartbreak actually starts here in this game against Boston College, when our starting center, Daryl Gibbert, would go out after he was putting up these kind of numbers for us, being a really solid rim protector. He would go out. Then we would go into this game against Virginia Tech, tied for first in the ACC. If we win this game, we'll get at least a share of the ACC title. So I lost a regular season ACC conference championship playing against the worst team in the conference, who was 5-21 before we played them, and lost pretty handily, I might add, getting outscored 37-49 in the second half. Okay, well, we still have a chance to hang a banner. Maybe we can go to the ACC tournament and we can cause some damage. Maybe win it. No, we can't. Lose to Clemson by 8 in round 1. Then here we go in the NCAA tournament, dealing with this massive injury. First 2 rounds, we blank both of our opponents on the way to the Sweet 16 in Houston in the Southern Regional, where we would beat California by 1 in the Sweet 16. Then we go to the Elite 8, where we would face Xavier, and we would beat Xavier handily. So now we're on to the Final 4 to face none other than the Clemson Tigers, the team that beat us in the first round of the ACC tournament. If I didn't know no better, I think that was a Caleb Love regen. We really lost that way. Wow. Could have saved the job right there. Jared. But McCown, he got drafted after that. He was smarter than Caleb Love. He actually left after the tournament run. So hats off to him. Clemson would go on to win the national championship, beating Iowa. Iowa surprisingly does fairly well in the sim so far. So here are our stats on the year. Mendoza finishing with 15-6. That's what we like to see for his senior year. Not a candidate for the Hall of Fame, but solid career nonetheless. We'll take a look at these percentages. And if you look, we had some guys come relatively close to a 50-40-90 season. Both Garnett and Mendoza were relatively close, as well as McCowan. So I thought that was pretty cool. Conte as well. Guys don't really shoot free throws pretty good on these games. But Garnett will put a Hall of Fame alert on him. He's got all of these awards from his freshman year. His first team All ACC this year. I think we're going to give him the green light to shoot next year. And he's already been to 2 Final Fours, so his legacy score would probably be there. So we'll see what this guy can do. And here are our team stats on the year. Led the nation with, well, the ACC with 86 points a game. A little above average on rebounds. Led the league in assists. Also did pretty well in turnovers. So overall, good year. Good year overall. All right, and this is how the awards shake out. And this is like, man, we just lost a little brother in a bad way. A real bad way. What the fuck? Ain't no fucking way. Alright, that's a glitch. That's a glitch as well. We're glitching out here. We did get 2 first-team All-ACC players and a second team, as well as 2 all-freshman selections. We signed 1 recruit this year, and he just so happened to be the number 1 overall recruit. We'll take a look at his ratings and stats. So no stats. Ratings pretty solid. He's pretty solid with an A potential. So it'll be interesting to see what he grows into. For him, I may just work on his awareness so that he can, be more consistent. Have to see what everything looks like when he gets here, though. So here we are, start of season number 27. So we'll have this season and next season to win the championship. If we don't, it's just nipped in the bud. Carolina won't fire us, but we have to do the right thing. Hold ourselves to that blue blood standard. And here's our rotation, basically the same. We're 100 rating to start the season. The rotation is basically the same, except Skumski's coming in for Mendoza, who left, and McGowan, who left last year, is being replaced by our freshman, James Franklin. So I had to give him 23 because he's a true one-and-done freshman. He was an 89 overall as a point guard. Switched him to shooting guard because if we take a look at his ratings, ridiculous three-point shot. I was like, well, he could fit right in as a shooter. And his handling and passing is up, so hopefully that'll help our turnover ratio. He can play defense. Superb athlete. Like, he's really a true one-and-done player out of New Brunswick, New Jersey. So I'm hoping he's what helps us get over the hump and keep the job this year. I'm already calling it. Giving him Jordan's number. Let's see what happens. I'll catch you guys at the end of the year. Okay, so this may be our most thoroughly disappointing season to date. Preseason number 1. Overwhelming favorite. 100 overall to start the year. And we finished 25-12 on the year. 8-8 in conference play. And let me show you this roster that we finished with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 players 90 plus. 11 players 89 plus. 12 players 87 plus. And we went 25-11. Even this walk-on redshirt junior from Cameroon is an 85 overall. And I know what you're thinking. Maybe we redeem ourselves in the conference tournament and we would actually lose to Miami, who did not even make the tournament in the first round, after we were up 6 points to begin the second half. Then we really get a lucky draw in this tournament. First round, Southern Utah, garbage team. And we were really lucky to get a 3 seed. Then we play Arkansas, who we beat handily in the regular season. Lose to them by almost double digits. They got to play freaking UL Lafayette. They're like a 90 overall. And guess who UL Lafayette got to play? West Virginia, who's a 92 overall. We did lose to Texas A&M, who's one of the Final Four teams during the regular season, who would lose to Auburn, the eventual national champion. But this was the year. This was the year we could have really won something. Wow. Here are individual stats for the year. Rad Inovic had a really special season, averaged 20 and 6, along with 2 steals. I think his stats are kind of inflated from where he started some games or whatever, because I know he didn't average no 60 minutes a game. But whatever. Garnett, what awards he get? He did get first team all conference, so I'll be I'm not going to put him in the Hall of Fame because of how bad this was. I mean, I'll check, but I don't think he's going to make it. His score is going to have to be pretty impeccable. But I'm definitely exporting this team because they are the most disappointing team ever. Here are our team stats. I mean, I don't get how we're second in the ACC in scoring. Middle of the pack in rebounding. Near the top in assists. One of the best teams in terms of turnovers. Defensively, really good team. Go 8-8 on the year. Really weird. Here are the awards on the year. Game glitching, ain't it? He had that stat line. These are signings on the year. There were some top players up there, but I guess they must have heard the rumor mill that Coach Bosch might not be there. So they decided not to go to UNC. Take a look at our ratings and stats. That's a nice 3-point percentage. Oh my God. His percentages are crazy. His ratings don't support it though. Maybe it's from his consistency. He decided not to play. Alright, we'll see you guys at the start of the next season. Here we are, season 28. The last year for us to win a national championship. Let's just get to it. This is it. See you guys at the end. Alright, and the only way to follow up a disappointing season is with an equally as disappointing season. Again, heavy favorites, preseason number 1. 26-8 on the year, 11-5 in conference play. Conference tournament, again knocked out in the first round, this time by Wake Forest. Somehow we get a 2 seed, rout Indiana in the second round. You know Carolina fans gotta love that. Then history repeats itself as we lose to Auburn in the Sweet 16 by 6 points. Ouch. Had 5 guys go in the draft. Auburn would go on to again make the Final Four and compete in the national championship game where they would lose to Northwestern. Here are what our player stats look like. Mentor did really good. We'll look at the percentages, but real quick, you guys. The Boston College coach, he's always making the Final Four in this sim, and their team sucked. Like, they were never above a 92, but he was constantly hanging banners. So I think I might try his sliders, as they looked really good. It had to be because the team sucked, and that was the Purdue coach, which is Matt Painter. So I'll be looking at his sliders, his coaching sliders. Here are our team stats. Again, nothing to really write home about. Here are the awards on the season. They're really glitching out because ain't no way in hell. Right, we'll go check out the recruits that we're not going to get because UNC is firing us. And just awesome recruiting class. Let's take a look at the stats and ratings. This guy was going to be the truth. Look at this. A- 3-point, B+ consistency. He was going to be that guy. Sigh, sigh, sigh. Again, sigh, sigh, sigh. And another sigh, sigh, sigh. All right, we'll tally up our coach score. We'll see where we land at. So here we are with a disappointing end to a rather disappointing sim. 677 career wins to 251 career losses. We'll take a look at these stats right here. Really just not impressive at all. Especially given how well we recruited. Like, even the number of pro draftees is terrible given the way we recruited. So we'll take and see how our coach Chris Bosch ranks in terms of our overall career legacy score. He comes in at a 126. So we have 10 regular season conference championships, 6 conference tournament championships, 6 30-win seasons, 30+ win seasons, so 30 or more, 15 tournament bids, 11 Sweet 16 appearances, 7 Elite 8 appearances, and 2 Final Fours, to go along with a whopping 0 national championships. This puts us just above Billy Donovan at number 20 and just below Hank Eba at number 19. So I'll go ahead and give you my final takeaways from this sim. So with that 8-man rotation, there was a lot of injuries. And I guess there is something to load management. I guess it's from where our high impact guys were playing so many minutes, and it really hurt us down the stretch. So I guess during the sim, what you want to do is play more minutes at the beginning of the season. Then as we get closer to the end, shorten up your rotation. We also, throughout this sim, struggled with shooting and turnovers. Whenever we got one, we just didn't get the other. When the percentages looked good, we were turning the ball over. When we were turning the ball over, whenever we weren't turning the ball over, the percentages didn't stick. And sometimes even both were bad simultaneously. Also, recruiting based on size and athleticism, it hurt how we recruited guards, because the game doesn't really make a whole bunch of big guards. So if size is one of our main recruiting priorities, we're either going to get a bunch of centers or we're going to get the guards who aren't as good that have size. In which we did get some smaller guards in there sometimes, but I feel like guard play really suffered. And all in all, we were just really missing something. I think what that something was because we took, also in this pro style build, we took the analytical approach. We eliminated that mid-range jump shot, and whenever this game rates shooting, what they really mean is the ability to shoot from mid-range. Because I had a lot of guys that could shoot from mid-range, but it just wasn't in the cards for us because of how we were doing the build. So that might be why we just couldn't get over the hump. Because the only time I really let anybody shoot mid-range was when I had a Kawhi type situation or a KD type situation where this guy was above and beyond the alpha dog on the team. And so I would just let him take the shots because he's him, But that's it. Thanks you guys for watching. Down in the comments, you guys vote. I've got 2 saves. So I've got a save where we left North Carolina and took a job at another team. You won't know what this team is unless you comment and say, hey, we want you to finish out the career with this new team. Or you could also comment, hey, you had something special going at North Carolina. You're right on the cusp. Finish it out at North Carolina. See it through. Either or, whichever you want, just let me know in the comments. As always, peace, one love. Thanks for watching.